This is the spooky Halloween candy tier list. The trick-or-treating candy tier list. Now, this one's slightly different than the one that we did before, the ones that we've done before. You'll probably notice that the music is a lot scarier because it's a Halloween episode. The other thing is we've got different tiers, slightly different tiers, but the rules are still the same. So the closer you are to the letter, like to the colored box that's got the letter of the tier, that you're higher up on the tier. So the farther you are away, the closer you are to the next tier down, and the opposite is also true. So starting from top down, we got Ultimate Jack-O-Lantern tier, and then you got S. This is effectively, what was it, God tier from Drinks?
God tier,
yeah, this is effectively God tier.
Oh, I get it, because that's your name.
Yeah, I'm Mr. O-Lantern. That's me. And then you got S, A, B, C, D, F, and then Alberto Del Rio, who was recently indicted on kidnapping charges. So, you know, round of applause for him. That's assuming he's guilty. We can't be, you know, we can't be sure. We don't know the facts.
We weren't there. He didn't kidnap us.
You were the one that was kidnapped. All right. So let's get started here.
Let's do this.
Okay. First thing is cookies and cream Hershey's.
All the way at the top.
Okay. So already we're at a. Now listen.
That's one of the best things I've ever eaten, I think.
Are you serious?
Like for candy, yeah.
Okay, I was about to say like.
Not like.
I know. Yeah, I had a steak prepared by my dad. He cooked me this steak. He made it on the grill, and I took one look at it. I said, I had a Hershey's cookies and cream bar one time that kind of tops this. So.
Could you throw some watermelon on there?
Some grass. Hershey's cookies and cream bar. I saw it. I saw the ads for it. I was like, that sounds delicious. I tried it, and I think the packaging is better than the actual candy.
Nah, it's delish.
It's good, but it's definitely, like, for me at least, it does not live up to the hype. Anyway, I tried it. It was all right. So
I'm pretty happy with it. I would buy it individually by itself for myself.
Where are you wanting to put this? On your personal tier list, where would this go?
For me personally, that might be the best candy already. That might be top of Ultimate.
Can we put it in S? I mean, I feel like for something to go into Ultimate Jack-O-Lantern tier, we would have to agree
that makes sense.
That it's like, Mondorific excellent.
I guess that makes sense. Yeah, we can put it in S.
Because I know there's some things on here that I would say are like the best candy that you're gonna be like, no.
That's definitely gonna happen.
So we can put it in S. I do think it's a good candy bar, so I'm not saying like, oh, this is disgusting or whatever.
Also, for trick-or-treating, right?
Yeah.
If you got one of those, that tells me that the house you're at, they care.
Oh, if I got one of those in my thing, I would not be upset. Not one bit.
They put thought into it. They could have got regular, but they sprung for the cookies and cream.
I'm gonna be real. Anything is better. Well, not anything. There's some things on here that I know are for a fact not better, but
I'm looking at one.
A lot of stuff is better than just straight milk chocolate, honestly.
Yeah.
Especially, American chocolate is like, it's got that like vomit thing going on, and I don't like that.
I don't know what that means.
They have an additive in American chocolate that they've been using for forever. That like, once you try chocolate that's not from America, it doesn't have this additive in it, and this additive tastes like bile. and it's not good. It's really not good.
That's not good.
We can put it in S tier. We can put cookies and cream in S tier. Okay.
Throw it on up there.
I think it looks good there. I think it looks good. Okay, quick question, because this is going to be good for clarification later.
Okay.
Because Reese Cups are up next, right?
Right.
Now, Reese Cup for me is like maybe a C tier, but if we're allowed to talk about like slight modifications that you can make to it, I think a normal Reese Cup is not that good, but if you freeze it, it immediately goes to S.
I mean, I guess.
Like,
You gotta remember, this is for Halloween. This is, you're gonna have a big sweaty bag of candy.
why is it sweaty?
It's hot.
It's well,
Warming.
I think every time I went trick-or-treating as a kid, it was raining constantly.
That's just bad luck.
Yeah.
It was a hot rain.
So I think if we're allowed to talk about freezing it, then the Reese Cup for me is S. If not, then I'm gonna say C.
I think it's too much of a classic. It's just good. I would also say probably A or S. Frozen or not.
I think it would probably go. I think it would probably go S, because you're saying S, I'm saying S conditionally, so that's like 1.5 S and like 0.5 for C. So I think S is fair.
That makes sense.
I think it's fine. Above cookies and cream or no?
Nah.
All right.
It's conditional.
Yeah, that's fair. Kit Kat. Kit Kat is a good ass candy bar.
I'm not a fan.
What?
I'm not into it.
You're fucking crazy. Kit Kat is
It's too much work.
It's too much work.
You gotta break it off into little pieces.
Oh my god. Have you seen that picture of the guy that takes all 4 Kit Kats out of the package and then he bites them from the side? Yeah. I hate that. That's some cursed shit.
That's quality content.
I think Kit Kat is good. I think Kit Kat's real good.
It's alright.
Ooh, Tommy's playing Europa. I think Kit Kat's real good. I think it probably belongs in like A.
I was thinking around B. So yeah, A's probably fine.
It's the same thing with Reese's. It's a classic. You got that real snappy sound. The crunch on it's real good. Yeah, you got the jingle. It's like ba da ba 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 Kit Kat.
That's the one.
It's good stuff.
It's like Mr. Cat was in the room with me.
What's that? 100 grand is next.
Is that what that says?
Yeah, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, it's 100 grand.
That's a tenth of a million.
It's what is 100 grand? 100
grand.
grand.
I've ever eaten that in my life.
I think it's like puffed rice, chocolate, and caramel, which sounds pretty good. I don't think I've ever had 100 grand before.
I definitely haven't.
Hold on, I got an idea.
There we go.
There we go. You can go in there.
Get some use.
All right, next, Reese's Pieces.
Pretty good. They were in the E.T. movie.
Definitely below M&M's, 1000%.
Definitely below M&M's, yeah. But they're still alright.
So I think it's contingent really on where we put M&M's, because M&M's are right here, and we can do them both right now.
I think M&M's are like just regular M&M's, just the milk chocolate, probably like an A.
Yeah.
Or even S.
It's really like a perfect amount of everything. It's got that candy shell. It's got that chocolate on the inside. Honestly, peanut M&Ms are probably better. I think peanut M&Ms are S. Regular M&Ms are A, and then Reese's Pieces are B. Like
that makes sense.
Somewhere around there.
That lines up about with what I was thinking.
I don't know. There's something about peanut butter with candy that I'm not a super big fan of.
It's all the sweat.
It's all the sweat?
Yeah.
Why is there so much sweat in this bag?
Well, it's Halloween.
It's Halloween, yeah. It's really hot, apparently.
Global warming.
Middle of August, you're just out there in full costume, trick-or-treating, getting in early. Sweet Tarts is next.
Sweet tarts. I don't like them.
I think they're passable.
They're too much tart, not enough sweet. It's a bad balance.
I don't know. C?
I was thinking C or D.
Yeah, I think they're passable.
You can put them in C and maybe move them down later.
Yeah, we can always adjust the list at
There's
some
a lot
point.
of tiers.
I don't like how this one's transparent.
Oh, that's gross. There we go.
No, we gotta keep it. Three Musketeers?
That's ultimate.
It is the lightest candy bar.
Halloween, it's gotta be candy. Three Musketeers, lightest candy bar. Fuck you.
I think it's a great candy bar. I think it loses out for me. It loses out to a couple other candy bars on this list. I do agree that it probably should be near the top, whether that's A or S. But I don't want to put it in an ultimate jack-o'-lantern tier because I know that there's one specific candy bar that I think is universally praised as like one of the best sweet confections ever concocted by mankind. So I'm gonna save that spot for.
We'll see about that.
I think you know what I'm talking about.
I might.
And we may disagree, and if we do, I'm gonna be very sad. I know there's something that we disagree. I see it peeking out of the corner right there. We'll
get there.
Yeah, we'll get there. We definitely disagree about that, but this one, I think it does belong near the top for sure.
I would put it in S for sure.
Underrated aspect of it, the packaging. It's really good.
It's a good clean silver.
Also, it's very
Fine.
easy to open, and I've never had it like, I've never had it like stick or anything. Like I think the really famous one for being shitty to open is Laffy Taffy.
Oh yeah.
It's a fucking pain in the ass. The Three Musketeers bar is like the opposite of that. It's just like, it's super easy to open. They really want you to be able to get the candy, and I appreciate that,
Because I want the candy.
That's why I bought it. I would like the candy. So what, S tier, I think?
Yeah, top of S even.
Top of S, above Cookies and Cream bar.
Even above the cookies and cream bar.
I can agree to that. What is this? Pixie
The
Sticks.
Pixie Sticks? Okay.
I think I had one of these when I was like 6, maybe 7. I remember it being a lot less interesting than Fun Dip. I wonder if that's on here.
I'm not big on the Pixie Sticks.
Yeah, it can kind of.
It's just a big mess.
What you think? D tier?
I would say D. I think it's actually worse than Sweet Tarts. Airheads.
Airheads, all varieties apparently.
All the flavors, not just the bad ones, but also the really bad ones.
It's just kind of a bar of sugar.
Yeah. So it's better than Pixie Sticks, which is just sugar.
Just sugar. Yeah. I don't think it's no, it's definitely not. Top of D.
It's definitely not good.
Yeah, I think top of D.
Yeah.
Like top of D tier. Okay, next up. What
is that?
I think it's Bit O' Honey.
Oh, okay.
Bit O' Honey's alright.
It's okay.
I think it's
kind of lame.
I think it's better than Sweet Tarts. But it's definitely like, you can tell it was made, like, you can tell it came out like a long time ago because it's very simple.
Yeah. I wouldn't be happy to see it in my bag.
You said
I wouldn't throw it away.
He said you wouldn't be happy?
No.
That's the kind of candy that you would be like, you can have this one, Dad.
Exactly.
You think it's above or below Sweet Tarts?
I think above. It's inoffensive.
Yeah, that's
It's like
fair.
the most average candy. At least so far.
Alright, Crunch Bar.
I'm not into it.
I used to really like them as a kid, and then
I don't like the rice in my chocolate.
I think it's probably. I think I don't want to put it in C tier because I think it's better than C tier.
It might be.
I'm going to say bottom of B, and that would be very reasonable.
That sounds fine. I know a lot of people do like it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. Like, for me, the whole Crunch Bar stuff is good in other things, but on its own, it's just kind of like it's all right, you know. It's like what you said about Bit of Honey. It's like I wouldn't be upset, or I wouldn't be happy to see it, but I'm not gonna toss it. But it's also the kind of thing that I would not give to my father.
If you brought it home, with your brothers and sisters, you could definitely trade for something really good for the Crunch Bar.
Yeah. I think it's a B tier candy. I think it's pretty good.
B's reasonable.
All right, next. I don't know if you've ever had these. These are Necco wafers. Okay, so fun fact about Necco wafer is it's like the only cool thing about it. So you spell it Necco, and it stands for New England Confectionery Company.
Nice.
And
like the Patriots.
And they're little discs basically. And the only way that I can describe them is imagine. So we put Pixie Sticks in D, right?
Right.
Okay, so instead of being in a tube, if they made it into a disc that had the consistency of chalk.
Oh, ew.
That's a Necco wafer.
That
like
sounds
it's basically
not good
like
at all.
eating sweet chalk.
Ew, dude. That's an old person candy.
It's very old. I'm gonna look up the date after this, and I'm gonna put it on screen of when this shit came out. Wow, that is a long time ago.
Wow. So
there you go.
So bottom of D or F?
I'm gonna say. Here's my suggestion.
Okay.
We replace Pixie Sticks with Necco wafers, and we put Pixie Sticks in F.
Okay.
And the reason I'm saying that is because at least Necco wafers have like, if you had a big pot of them, you can pick them up and they make like a nice sound when you like clank them together. Pixie Sticks, you can't do that. They just pour everywhere and make a fucking mess.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm gonna move this shit down. Put you
I'll
there.
the sound.
Up next, Sour Patch Kids. These are good.
They are good.
I'm a big fan.
I don't even like sour, but I like these.
There's something one of my friends used to work at this like distribution place for a bunch of different retailers. I'm not going to be super specific, but they had like a big display that came through as broken, and they had to like separate it out and ship out the individual pieces one at a time later in order to like salvage the stock or whatever. So the display shipper was for Sour Patch Kids, and they had a really big printed Sour Patch Kid, and they took that side and they cut the Sour Patch Kid out, and he is hanging up on their wall. And
oh my god.
The face of the Sour Patch Kid, you don't appreciate it when it's in the candy form, but when it's blown up and really big, that face is super funny. It's a quality drawing, I'm gonna be honest. It's a very good design. It looks very silly, and I like it a lot.
Right on.
Oh, where do you want to put Sour Patch Kids? It's definitely at the top.
I'm thinking
somewhere near the top.
Somewhere in A. Maybe S.
We could do bottom of S or like above Reese Cup.
I think above Reese Cup.
Honestly, I might say above the Cookies and Cream Bar too. Maybe. And the only reason I'm saying that is because we both agree that this is like a big boy candy. This is a heavy hitter.
Easter big boy.
Yeah, this is an Easter big boy. Whereas the Cookies and Cream Bar, I'm like, yeah, it's pretty good, and you're like, this is really good.
That checks out. I agree with the logic, putting it above the Cookies and Cream Bar.
All right. We are in agreement though, not above Three Musketeers.
Right.
Yeah. If it was
Not that good.
if it was called Three Sour Patch Kids, maybe.
If
But
it was the lightest gummy,
if it was the if it was the lightest gummy candy, but it's not. So
they can't.
up it goes. That looks good. I'm gonna be honest. That looks good.
That does look good.
It also helps break up the monotony of having it just be straight chocolate at the top.
Yeah.
Okay. Nerds.
I don't like them.
Yeah, they're kind of.
I don't like purple, and I don't like pink.
It is a very small child's candy.
Yeah.
Um,
I expected better from you, Willy Wonka.
It's the same thing, I think, as what we have at the bottom. I think it's just sugar and it has no real. Like,
And it's a mess.
yeah, and they get everywhere. It's like airsoft stuff, but you don't get to shoot anybody. Like they just end up fucking everywhere. But I'm noticing a pattern where the things that are like I don't necessarily want to say interesting, because M&Ms are like, they're very simple, but they've
Right.
been perfected to like a science. They have like a real like method for them.
Yeah.
But everything that's just like straight sugar is towards the bottom.
Yeah.
And I think
You gotta-
Nerds is gonna continue that.
I think so too. I think better than Pixie Sticks. But I don't know if D or F tier.
I honestly want to put them below Necco Wafer, because you can't clank Nerds together. Like,
You can shake the box a little.
you can, but I don't know. They're it's just they're kind of lame.
They just suck.
Yeah, they're just not good, basically.
Yeah.
I want to put them below Necco Wafers.
Put them at top of F.
Top of F. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
It's a disgrace to William Wonka.
Definitely better than Pixie Sticks, though, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, Good and Plenty. I don't know if
That's
you've ever had them.
Not once in my life.
Okay, so they are little candy capsules, but they're licorice. So I think
Okay.
it's red licorice and black licorice. I haven't had it in a while. I'm slightly biased because my palate is very accepting of black licorice.
Right.
And I know that's not, that's like a 30% of the world thing. So
Yeah.
black licorice, good to me. Most people don't like it. So I understand putting it, on the bottom half of the list.
I'm one
sure.
of those people. I also don't like.
So I can understand it not getting above C tier for that reason. And I can accept that, honestly, because, half of it is black licorice, half of it's red. And if you don't
Right,
like
right.
black licorice, you're already more likely to not even like red. So I can see that. I could definitely see that. I'm gonna leave it to you, honestly. The only thing I'll say is that I don't think it's worse than Airheads. I think at the lowest it should be top of D.
That's what I
But-
was gonna say. Yeah, top of D. Because even if if you do like it, then it goes up. But if you don't like it, that's a wasted candy. Because you're definitely not gonna be able to trade it.
Yeah,
And you can't even give it away, really.
you can really only give it to people that like it.
Yeah.
So, all right, I could see it being top of D. I can accept that.
That's my logic.
I think Good and Plenty, I believe, I might be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I'm just gonna cut it out.
We'll edit it out.
I believe Good and Plenty is the longest running branded candy.
It's got a name for it. Yeah.
It's been around a while, and that's very cool. Kind of like Necco Wafer, the name is cool, and that's about it. That's about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Up next is, I think this is Twizzlers.
That's Twizzlers. Yeah.
But it's like the standard. It's not like That's what I was getting. I mean, I can see that it says Twizzlers. What I was getting at is that it's like the standard Twizzlers. It's not like some weird fucking offshoot like Black
Red
Forest
Vine.
cherry and shit.
Yeah.
So just standard Twizzlers, pretty good. I think it's fun. You can use
Yeah.
it as a straw.
You can
You
hit
can,
people with it.
yeah, you can smack people with it. You can fence with it.
You can eat it.
Yeah, you could even eat it. It is
Put
edible.
that on the box.
You can even eat them.
I think Twizzlers are good. I don't really like most kinds of licorice, but like a Twizzler, I'd be pretty happy if I got a Twizzler.
Yeah, Twizzlers are good. I think Twizzlers are good. I personally, I would put Twizzlers above Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, I was looking right around there.
Definitely not
That area.
above M&M's though.
They're in that same kind of category of M&Ms where it's just like, that's the classic.
Yeah, and they've definitely like, they've worked out all of the kinks. There's nothing.
They've been on the grind.
Yeah, they've really been
for years.
Been working at their. You can even eat it.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say top of B or bottom of A. Which one?
I think bottom of A.
All right.
Gotta put some respect on.
That's definitely fair.
That old school.
It's got. I think it's a good. It's the kind of, like you said with the cookies and cream thing. I could honestly, like, if I was at the store tomorrow and I saw them, I could honestly justify just getting Twizzlers and chomping on them over the next month and a half or so.
For sure.
All right, next up is Dots. Dots is a low tier.
I've had Dots.
They're just gumdrops. They're
Well, that's not fun.
They're Sour Patch Kids without the funny face, without the sour, without the texture, without the shape.
Ugh.
They're just gumdrops, and I honestly, I think the thing that irritates me the most about Dots is that they're less gummy and more like jellies because they stick to your teeth really hard.
Aw.
I mean, really hard. They stick to your teeth really hard.
No thanks.
So they're definitely a low tier candy. I kind of want to put them.
How?
I'm thinking lower than Good and Plenty, but better than Airheads because Airheads, like, the thing.
Airheads also stick to your teeth.
Yeah, but Airheads have like the consistency of sand almost. Like they're kind of grainy, and Dots are at least smooth.
Okay.
So, it's
guess
not
that
like
makes sense.
double teeth destruction. I'm not eating sand,
Okay.
So I'm going to put them,
Right there in the D tier.
yeah, D for Dots.
But
Should-
there you go.
What the fuck is...
known.
Okay, just a
It's-
pile of candy, I guess.
Ultimate. If I went to someone's house and they gave me 30 chocolate bars,
What the fuck is this? It's...
I would be happy no matter what they are. What is that? Mentos?
Oh, it's gum.
Oh.
It's gum. If you look close enough, I think I see Orbit and Double
Yeah,
Mint,
that's Star. Why did I say Starburst? I don't know that
Spearmint.
yellow one. Spearmint. Okay.
Yeah, it's gum. Okay, so sticks of gum.
I'd probably be like normally, gum. It's gum. You just have it.
Yeah.
But if I got it for Halloween, I'd be like, well, that's kind of lame.
But would you prefer it over getting Nerds?
I would. I
Yeah.
would prefer it over getting Sweet Tarts even.
You want to put it below Bit-O Honey?
Yeah, that sounds fine. Put it right in the middle. Gum.
Now,
seems
I
like
will say,
a very middle of the road.
if I got a big ass pile of gum, that'd be, it's like, yeah, it's not the best, but at least I got a shitload of it.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
So I think here's fair.
Yeah, that's a good one.
It'll last you for a while. That's not the kind of
Oh,
thing
definitely.
you fucking plow through in Halloween night. You're just destroying a pile of gum.
Don't do that.
Andy's
bad
mints.
I don't like mint of any kind, and I don't even know what these kind are.
I think it's good, but only as an ingredient in other things. Like if I was making brownies, I could toss some of these in. If I was making a specific kind of cake, I could toss this in. I could put this as like a topping for like a steak and shake. I think they have Andes mint as like for their mint cookies and cream. I think they use
they
Andes
do at
mints.
they have that at Culver's, I'm pretty sure.
But it's not like, I do not think of this as a candy. This is like an ingredient to me. So,
Ooh. So if you went to someone's house and you got a raw egg, how would you feel?
I would feel pretty negatively.
That's what I'm thinking.
I definitely put it below. I want to put it below Good and Plenty, but I think it's above Dot's just because it's like it at least has two things to it, whereas Dot is literally just like a jelly.
Yeah,
it's a single. I don't even think Dots. I'm gonna have to check, but I don't even think Dots have different flavors. I think it legit is just like a
just
jelly.
Different colors.
Yeah, it's like how
lame.
Fruit Loops are all the same flavor, even though they're different colors. Yeah, I think Andy's is more interesting, but it is like, it'd be like getting sprinkles. It's like, okay, thanks.
I don't know. That'd be funnier probably.
A little container of sprinkles. Just give you like a used thing of Tupperware with some sprinkles in it. Okay, I see something right away.
What do you see? Yeah.
Yep.
That's not. I can't eat that.
If you give out toothbrushes on Halloween, as an adult, I understand, but you have to realize that they're probably not going to get used.
Now, if you give me an electric toothbrush,
even as a kid, I think I'd be okay with that. You know,
if you spend $20 per kid,
that'd be rad.
Cool, Hannah Montana toothbrush that sings when you brush. But this isn't that. This is the dollar store toothbrush.
If you gave me a Grush, I'd be okay with that. Okay, up next is Runts.
Better than Nerds.
Definitely better than Nerds. Honestly, like my gut instinct says right below Sweet Tarts.
That's exactly where I was looking.
Which is
like fine.
Is Runts the things that are shaped like the fruits?
Yes.
Okay, so I think in like every mall, especially from pictures that I've seen, every mall has that dispenser thing.
The not vending machine, but like the
little like gumball thing, right?
Yeah.
But they have only the banana Runts, and there's a reason for that, and it's because like 80% of the things that come out of Runts are like, and then you get the banana ones, and you're like, fuck yeah, this is the shit. But you gotta. That's only like, it's only like
1 in 5.
Yeah, it's a fifth of the box or bag, depending.
Right.
So I think below Sweet Tarts is fine.
Yeah. It's just a standard no nonsense. I'll eat it.
Laffy Taffy is next. Perhaps a controversial placement, given what I've heard people think about Laffy Taffy. Because I have a feeling we're not going to rate this one very highly.
Hold on now.
What?
Hold on.
What?
What kind of tea is sometimes hard to swallow?
Are you reading a... Oh my god.
Reality.
Oh my fucking god. Del Rio tier.
Throw them in the dungeon.
They're really bad.
They're not good.
I think, honestly, the thing that gets me the most, and it's something I forget about every time until I actually have one, is there's like the aftertaste on it reminds me of like grease. Like,
yeah.
Like when you eat a Slim Jim, it has like a film, like a grease that it leaves behind, like a little stain, and I get that same feeling from Laffy Taffy.
That's bad. That's not what you want.
You don't want that. You don't want that.
And also, even with people who like Laffy Taffy, they only like the banana flavor.
Yeah. No one's out
If
there
you got like a green apple. Laffy
That's
Taffy,
exactly what I was about to say.
and the
I was
joke
about.
was bad. You'd be mad.
I was about to say, like, no one's out there like, oh, green apple Laffy Taffy, hell yeah. Like, no, you're only after the one kind. No one's out there like fucking, oh, sick strawberry watermelon Laffy Taffy.
Grilled watermelon.
If they made a grilled watermelon Laffy Taffy, I'd be interested. I don't know that I would eat it, but I would definitely I would consider it for a second before I said no. Okay, we got Werther's Original.
Hold up.
Oh, what?
What is Labor Day?
It is a federal holiday in the United
States. That's when mommies have their babies.
Okay, we're done. We're is that an actual joke on the back of one?
I googled Laffy Taffy jokes.
Fuck, that's awful. That's really bad. That's really bad.
That's why they're in Del Rio tier.
Below toothbrushes, honestly.
Honestly, yeah.
Okay, Werther's Original. Wait, no, hold on. No, sorry. Werther's Original's later. This is the... Oh, this is like the taffy, They're not the hard candies. This is the the softer ones.
So it's automatically better.
Okay, well...
I know that it's hard for taffy to be better than anything, but
I don't know about that one. We'll get there. We'll get there. I'm just realizing now there's a bunch of stuff on here that is just like, this isn't even like Halloween candy. This is just like fucking lunchroom snacks.
Yeah,
stuff.
I was looking at Gushers like
I
this
see
entire
Gushers
time.
fruit roll-ups. Honestly, those are the only two that I see so far that...
They're still weird, and they're right next to each other.
I see one at the bottom.
I see it.
I see something.
We'll get there.
Okay. Werther's Original, the
taffy.
Yeah.
I still have not had one since the 30 seconds ago when I said I didn't have one. But my opinion has gone up slightly.
I think they're good.
Okay.
I don't think they're better than the hard candies, but that's a
preference.
Yeah, that's just a preference thing. I think they're good. I think as a kid, you'd be like, oh shit, nice. That's about it.
Okay.
So I want to put it like, I think they're above Crunch. I think they're lower than...
Above Crunch, even.
I think they're below Reese's Pieces. But I'd say they're above Crunch just because I think less kids would be likely to trade these.
Okay.
I think this is more of a keep it to yourself kind of thing.
All right, there's good logic in that.
So I want to put it here. I think that looks fine. Okay.
All right.
Is this this is a Christmas thing?
No, that's strawberry hard candy.
Yeah. They have like a little gooey
have.
center. I love these things, but these are that's a Christmas thing, isn't it?
It's either, you get it at Christmas or, when you visit your like 90-year-old grandma, she'll have a bowl of them all the time.
Yeah. This is, hold on.
There we go.
There we go. All right. Hershey's Kiss.
I think it depends on how many you get, honestly.
Yeah.
Like if you got one, you'd be pissed.
But I don't think you want to go too far in the other direction either. Because I think Hershey's Kiss, at least from my experience, Hershey's Kiss is a bit like the peanut of a mixed nuts thing. Like one of the big things is that when you get like a thing of mixed nuts, they usually advertise it as like less than 50% peanuts. Because I think if you got a shitload of Hershey's Kiss, you'd also be upset.
I guess that's true.
So like if you get a bag of mixed candy and it's like 100 pieces and fucking 70 of them are Hershey's Kisses, you'd be pretty upset.
Yeah. I think they're good.
Oh yeah, they're definitely
pop
good.
Them in, you eat them.
Again, I'm hitting like an Andy's Mint situation for me. I do a lot of cooking and baking and stuff, so Hershey's Kiss to me is like less of a candy and more of an ingredient.
Yeah, you can pop them in some cookies. You can pop them in a brownie. Put them on a cake.
I'm gonna leave this to you. I'm gonna let you rate this one.
I think either somewhere between right below Crunch and right above Sweet Tarts, I think. I think right around that area.
Let's do above Bitto Honey, because I think being top of middle of the pack is just right.
That sounds right for a Hershey's Kiss.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, that looks correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Hershey's Milk Chocolate Bar.
Obviously worse than the milk chocolate or the cookies and cream.
Oh, 1,000%. I was gonna say
I still think it's pretty good.
Look, Hershey's Milk Chocolate Bar. There's nothing wrong with it, but there's nothing spectacular about it either.
You definitely have to freeze it.
Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. It's not.
It's not like a Reese's situation where you could or you could. You gotta.
So I think right below Crunch, I think it's the same thing as the Andes versus Dots thing. I think it's a matter of just interest. Like about halfway through a Hershey's Milk Chocolate Bar, it's like, when the fuck is this gonna be over?
Yeah. That sounds right.
So I say we do that.
Okay. That checks out.
Okay. This, for me, this is the number one. No matter what else is on here, this is the number one.
Really?
For me, yeah. I think personally, I think Mike and Ike is the best candy ever made.
I'm not sure I've ever had it.
It's actually like, it's something that when I got it as a kid, I was like, this is the. I'll tell you, the first time I ever had Mike and Ike's was yeah, Mike and Ike's for me is ultimate jack-o'-lantern tier.
Dang.
I would, if I got anything on this list and I also got Mike and Ike's, I would eat the Mike and Ike's first. 100%.
Well, like I said, I don't think I've ever had them. I might have and just forgotten, but I don't think I ever once in my life.
All right, here's my suggestion.
Okay.
I'm going to give you later, even if we disagree, if you say something is like 100%, this is the best candy you've ever had.
All right.
Then I'm going to give you an ultimate jack-o'-lantern tier pass. Because I honestly think Mike and Ike's are the best candy on this list.
All right. Throw it on up there then.
Also, this is a separate rule. Anything in ultimate jack-o'-lantern tier, it doesn't matter how far to the left or right you are, it's all like the same.
Right. That makes
like, you know, you wouldn't be like, well, I guess you would. Never mind. I was gonna make an analogy, but it doesn't work. So I'm gonna put you up there. Oh, that looks good. That looks really right. That looks correct. Okay, now the candy bar that I was talking about before, Snickers.
I'm gonna ask a question.
All right.
Is Snickers the one with the peanuts?
Yes.
All right, jack-o'-lantern.
I agree. Actually, I actually
really
agree.
good.
This is the candy bar I was talking about before, where I think it's like kind of universally recognized as like the best candy bar ever made.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I only started eating them kind of recently. And so I always get them confused with Milky Ways, and then I'll like take a bite out of a Milky Way and I'll be like, "Oh,
there's no peanuts in here.
That's not the one I wanted."
Yeah, Snickers are probably the best candy bar ever.
Probably the best chocolate bar, at least.
Oh, for sure.
Then we move on to the worst chocolate bar.
Okay, I disagree heavily.
It's just bad.
Coconut is awesome.
Coconut
okay,
and almond.
Listen.
Are two tastes I do not like.
If this was Mounds, which is dark chocolate and coconut without the almond, I could understand because that's two very niche things. But
Right.
Almond Joy is regular chocolate, so it has like a certain temperance that I think most people enjoy.
Universal appeal, yeah.
The coconut it's not like There's something about the way that they do it where it's definitely not roasted coconut or anything, but the coconut flavor does not overpower everything else, even though the majority of the inside is just straight coconut. And then you got that it's usually a single almond, especially if it's a small one. You get that single almond in there, so you normally get like 2 bites out of an Almond Joy. The only thing that I don't like about it is that you almost gotta hold it like, you have to hold it the candy bar equivalent of what you would hold a wine glass as, because it's very like squishable, and that's the only part that I don't like about it.
That's really weird, actually.
But I think Almond Joy's a good candy bar.
I can't even stomach having an Almond Joy. The chocolate's fine, but you got that coconut taste, that coconut texture. You got a big old crunchy almond.
It's good. You're describing all good things.
Those are all negative things. I think, I'd be okay with like C tier, even if I would probably put it in dumpster tier.
I think C tier is fine.
All right.
Where do you want to put it in C tier? I'm thinking probably
above?
right below Hershey's Kiss.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think that's reasonable. I don't want to be overbearing with my fucking weird shit that I know there's some people that dislike them. I get it.
Yeah. That's a good place for it.
Baby Ruth.
If you like it, you'd probably put it higher.
Is that Baby
If you
Ruth?
don't like it, you'd definitely put it lower.
I don't think I've ever had Baby Ruth.
I saw the Goonies.
Yeah.
Okay. That's my Baby Ruth.
All right.
Story.
We put it in Ghost?
It's ghosted.
All right, it's Ghost. Caramel Apple Pops. What is that?
What?
That's an immediate ghost.
Yeah. Me.
Charleston Chew. I've never had this. I know it's like marshmallow and chocolate, so
it's all right. It's a good, marshmallow and chocolate. They go good together.
yeah.
It's really chewy, which I don't like.
You're running on.
But I mean.
You're running on 66% of a s'more, but I feel like you're missing a very key component.
Yeah, you're missing that crunch, so you're just getting chew. And it's really, I don't want to chew on my candy for a while.
To be fair, it is in the name.
Yeah, it's you're getting what's advertised. It's also really small.
Top of D?
Could be a problem. Yeah, I think so.
That's fair. I think Mr. Goodbar, poor man Snickers. Poor man Snickers. This is a cheap imitation. This is a shadow of the best candy bar.
Is still good.
Yeah, like a
got good chocolate.
you get like a Snickers, you forget that you had it, it's been in your glove box for like a week and a half, it's slightly melted, you open that up, it's still a Snickers.
Yeah.
Mr. Goodbar, I feel like if I got one and I left it in my glove box for a week and a half and it was melted slightly and I opened it up, I'd be like, ugh, and just kind of pitch it.
Here's my Mr. Goodbar story. It's not actually a story, but
okay.
I see a Mr. Goodbar and I remember there was an AVGN video about like the dumbest kills in Friday the 13th.
Right.
And some girl at good old Camp Crystal Lake just gets decapitated by a woodsman's axe. And you got James sitting there like, what was that, over a Mr. Goodbar? And that's always what I think of.
Okay, so because it's an AVGN thing,
right?
I can't put it in F.
I think it's a good C tier, like a C tier candy.
I'm not letting it go above Almond Joy.
Okay, that's fair.
But
I think it's fine.
Above gum, below
Definitely
Bit O' Honey.
Definitely above Sweet Tarts. If you want to put it above gum, that makes sense.
Not below, or not above Bit O' Honey though.
Okay, yeah.
That's
right
it. Yeah, I think this is okay.
Yeah, that looks good.
Okay, Double Bubble.
Super gum.
It's Double Bubble is probably if we're just talking about gum, it's the kind of thing that I think you would get weird looks if you, like, if I had it now, like, I'm an adult, right? If I had it now. But I do think it's better than most other gum.
I think it's the best gum that you would get for Halloween.
Yeah, I agree. I
think
I definitely
bubble
agree.
tape probably goes above. But if someone was giving out bubble tape, that's insanity.
Yeah, they're like what, $4 a thing?
Right.
Like, yeah, I think Double Bubble's probably the best like bubble gum that you can get, because bubble gum has like a specific flavor, and I think everything that's going after that flavor is actually going after the Double Bubble experience, whether they realize it or not.
I think so too.
So I'm gonna say it's above. Honestly, I kind of want to put it like bottom of B tier.
Yeah, I was looking at about, bottom of B.
B for bubblegum.
Not better than a Hershey, but
no, it's There's something like really sad. Like, you can get to the end of a candy bar.
Yeah.
Gum has like this. I noticed this even as a kid. I'm gonna put it here, but I noticed this even as a kid is like gum doesn't have like a good ending to it. There's no like final bite. It just kind of like peters out, and then at some point you either forget that you are even chewing it and your jaw hurts, and then it's like a negative thing, or it's like, okay, this is just boring now, and you just spit it out and move on.
Yeah. And in the context of Halloween, you can't eat gum in the middle of all your other candy.
Yeah, that's like a weeks after Halloween kind of thing.
Right.
Same as that fucking pile of gum right there. Swedish Fish is next.
They're good. I like a Swedish Fish.
I can't really disagree. I don't really have much to say, honestly.
I don't think they're the best gummy candy. I don't think they're better than Sour Patch.
Oh, they're definitely nowhere near Sour Patch Kids.
They're probably not even better than like sour gummy worms, if those are later on the list.
I'm sure they got to be on here somewhere.
But they're still good.
Yeah, they're definitely solid.
I think high in B tier maybe, or even right below Twizzlers.
I'm gonna say I don't think they're A, but I think they're better than Reese's Pieces. I think you're right in saying that they're below Twizzlers.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're an A tier candy. I would put them in B. I would put them at like top of B.
B for fish.
B for bass.
There you go.
Bada boom. B for bada boom. Easy. Okay, let's do two at once here.
Okay.
Blow Pop and Tootsie Pop. Which one do you think is better, and why is it? Okay, well.
And I don't know why.
Okay, the difference is that Blow Pop, the inside is gum, and Tootsie Pop is the Tootsie Roll.
Right, but here's the difference, right? I like gum, and I don't like Tootsie Rolls. But I don't like Blow Pops. And
okay.
I do like Tootsie Pops.
See.
So that's why it's weird.
I think we should put them in. They're right next to each other, like no matter where they go.
They should go together, definitely.
And I think this is one of the things where putting one above the other is just completely arbitrary, and you could absolutely just change it and not have any argument from us.
Yeah.
I think I want to put them probably. I want to say top of like D.
Yeah. They are a good size. For
what I suggest, honestly, is that we move Runts to top of D, and we put Blow Pop and Tootsie Pop at bottom of C tier below Sweet Tarts.
Okay.
And then we can put, like, Tootsie Pop is just above Blow Pop just because there's,
Right.
I can live with that, but it doesn't really matter in the context of those two.
It's not a major difference.
Yeah. You're talking about, like, maybe a 0.5%.
I'm looking at this red ball.
Oh,
I don't know what that is.
It's Fireball. They're the spicy cinnamon hard candy that is like it's like a jawbreaker, but it's spicy. I liked them as a kid, but I really like spicy stuff. So
that sounds good. Like, I haven't eaten one, but
I would put I would put it probably above Good Bar.
Okay. Below Bit of honey.
Yeah. Actually, no. I'm gonna put it above Bit of Honey,
Okay.
and I'll say here. Yeah, that's fair.
So much candy.
Okay. Next
All
is
right.
the fruit
The fruit
Tootsie Rolls.
Okay,
These
so I
are.
already said,
Yeah, I know you don't like. I know you don't like Tootsie Rolls,
right.
but these are worse. These
are worse.
These are definitely worse.
These are so bad.
I'm gonna put these in F. I would say F.
I would also say F.
I think they're above
are
Nerds.
a mockery of a candy that I don't like.
I think they're above Nerds just because they have like some kind of texture to them.
Yeah.
Also, the wrappers are fun.
They are. They look good. They just don't taste good.
But yeah, besides that, there's not much going for them.
Fun Dip.
Fun Dip. I liked Fun Dip as a kid.
I think it's a great kids candy.
It's definitely this is definitely for kids. You're not gonna see fucking adults going after some Fun Dip. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
but
just
if you were
not...
a kid and you got some Fun Dip, you got some Fun Dip.
Yeah, you're having a good time.
I would rate it pretty highly because of that. And it's well, I don't remember it too well. Obviously it's been a while, but doesn't taste too bad.
It's here's the thing. Fun Dip is it's Pixie Sticks but with an experience, and the experience is legitimately like it moves it up way higher. I think.
Yeah.
There's something, I don't know what it exactly is about. You can't even just say it's like a different method of delivery that changes everything, because with Fun Dip you got that it's like a little candy stick, and then you lick it and you put it in the bag and there's sugar on it, and that's basically it. The stick is sugar also, but I don't know, it's just it is fun. It is actually fun. Pixie Sticks fucking blow. And Fun Dip
all over your face,
is great.
And Fun Dip is just like,
I want to say like below Double Bubble.
That's exactly where I was looking. Is right at the bottom of B tier.
I don't think it's... I can't put it above Double Bubble.
Yeah.
But I think it is good. It is good.
It's good.
Okay, Fruit Roll-Up, I guess.
I have never gotten a Fruit Roll-Up for Halloween. But if I was a kid and I did, I'd say, oh, that's weird, but I like this.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I don't really know. I think it's below Gushers, which is, coming up next. I think a Gusher is more of a Halloween.
I'm going to say this.
Candy.
I think Fruit Gushers changed the way that they make their stuff fairly recently. Because I remember having Gushers as a kid and saying, this is great. And then I tried Gushers again recently, and I thought they were really bad. Now, that may just be because there's like a switch that gets flipped at some point in the transition between actual child and adult, where stuff that used to taste good, your brain now realizes is actual poison. So it may have something to do with that, but I feel like it just is worse.
It might be. I wouldn't doubt that.
So I think this is a Tootsie Pop Blow Pop situation where they're gonna go right next to each other, and it doesn't really matter which one goes above.
Where do we want to put them?
You want to put them above Gum, like?
Yeah, I guess.
You got Mr. Goodbar above, just because I feel like Mr. Goodbar is an actual, like, I think everything above Mr. Goodbar is something that you would be legitimately happy to receive on Halloween.
Yeah.
And roll-ups and gushers are something that you would probably be happy to receive, but you're never going to.
Yeah. Just like Gum is, I'll enjoy this later.
Yeah. It's the same.
I think that makes sense.
I think it's the same. Which one did you say was better, gushers or roll-ups?
I said gushers, I think, are more of
we'll do that
Halloween prize.
This pisses me off. What the rest of these are all this one. Oh, you fucking ruined it. Okay, Haribo, specifically Haribo gummy bears.
I don't like them as much as, the gummy bears.
Yeah, there's something about like a regular gummy bear that's like, it's got like a quality to it.
Yeah.
I can't really explain
The
that.
Haribo, you know, they're smaller. They taste worse.
Also, aren't these the ones that the sugar-free ones like destroy your guts?
Yeah.
Like they really fuck you up.
Yeah.
What is it about that makes that happen?
I don't know.
Okay, if you're we've been recording for like an hour and 6 minutes now. If you're this deep in, we appreciate you for sure. But
Yep.
fair warning, sugar-free Haribo gummy bears, stay away from those. They're actual
Do not.
toxic. They're actually toxic.
And for that, they go in Dorio tier. They're a threat to children.
You don't. Well, these aren't the sugar-free ones.
Okay.
These are just the regular ones. I was gonna say I cannot in good faith put these below Pixie Sticks. Pixie Sticks are as close you can get to kidnapping charges without actually being there.
That's right. That's what they say. That's on the back. I still don't think they're good, but they are definitely better than Pixie Stick.
We should put them above dots because they at least have a bear shape.
That's true. Kids like bears.
Yeah. I think literally just because of the shape, they're above dots.
Yeah. Even if they tasted exactly the same as dots, you know, it's fun.
Yeah, it at least
You got
has
a
a
bear.
better shape. Okay, Werther's original hard candies.
The hard candy
Quick story about Werther's original hard candies.
story.
There is I know you know who it is, but for people watching at home, which is basically, you know,
the rest.
yeah, 2 people. Specifically, Tommy is the guy from the EU stuff, the Europa
Gotcha.
stuff. So we have a mutual friend named Tanner, and we were all over at Tommy's house, and I had been there for at least a couple hours, and Tanner had just arrived, and Tanner was very high, like extremely high. And Tommy had just gotten this large like the big like value size bag
The sack.
of Werther's Originals hard candies, right? The good like quality butterscotch, right? And so he had the big value size. I cannot stress enough. This is a big value size bag of those
A
candies.
garbage bag
So
full of candy.
Tanner comes over. We're all there for like 20 minutes, maybe, right? And I said to Tommy, hey, do you want to go to the store and get drinks? He said, yeah, we can do that. Tanner, you want to come? And Tanner lays down on Tommy's bed and he says, I can't. I'm sorry. And we're like, oh, we get it, dude. Don't worry. Are you going to be sick? And he's like, no, I think I just need to take a nap for a minute. And so we're getting our shoes on. In the time it takes to get our shoes on, Tanner falls asleep, right? And we're like, okay, this dude is like destroyed. That's fine, you know. We'll pick him something up at the store. We'll pick him up a drink because we know he's gonna be thirsty later. So we get in Tommy's car. We drive down to the corner store, which is pretty close to his house.
It's like a quarter of a mile.
Yeah, it's pretty close. And we go inside. We already know what we want, and we've been in that store a million times, so we know exactly where it is. My point in telling you this is that we're not getting gas. We're not doing anything that, like, I'm not getting fucking food. I'm not getting, like, a shake made or something.
Or a malt.
We're just getting, like, a couple bags of chips, maybe a thing of candy, and some drinks, and that's it. We get our shit. We're in and out of that store less than... I'd say... I wouldn't even say less than 10 minutes. I'd say less than 7 minutes. I would say less than 7 minutes, to be specific. We get back in the car. We drive back to Tommy's place. We get upstairs, and the bag of Werther's is nowhere to be found. And we just see that Tanner has a couple wrappers in his hand. And Tommy puts down the bag. He goes over to where Tanner is, and he says, hey, Tanner, you asleep? And Tanner's like... like, where's the candy, bud? And he goes, I'm sorry, I woke up, I got really hungry, and you guys were gone. We look under this pillow, and this man has eaten the entire thing. There is not a single candy left. And we're like, you are gonna die. You are gonna go into cardiac arrest or some shit. Like, you have no idea how much fucking butterscotch you just ate.
Holy shit.
And that's the story.
I think
He went back to sleep for like 4 hours after that.
I bet.
We kept having to check on him, make sure he was still breathing, make sure he still had a pulse and everything. I want to say he threw up later, which wouldn't surprise me.
That's how you deal with that.
But yeah, Tommy was very upset. And I believe Tanner got him a package later as like a I'm sorry. And that was a
What?
Anyway, where there's original hard candies, where do you think it goes on this tier list, bud?
Well, originally I would have said, C or B. Now I'm thinking it's got to go an ultimate jack-o'-lantern. You can just sit down and pound out a whole garbage bag in 20 minutes.
A whole, what'd you call it? A whole sack. A whole sack of where there is. I think, I want to disagree, but at the same time, I can't think of another hard candy that's better. So
There you go.
I want to put it up there. I'd say put it up there.
There you go.
Ultimate jack-o'-lantern. Rest in peace, bud. You're not dead, but you will be someday if you keep this up.
Be.
If he keeps that up, he will be.
All right, now we got a Heath bar.
Heath bar. This is a mid-card candy bar if I've ever heard of one.
For sure.
C
This is
tier.
the candy bar you imagine a candy bar is like.
Directly.
Like when you do a creator wrestler. If there was creator candy.
This is the basic. Yeah, this is the default.
This is the default.
He comes out to if he had a theme, if he had theme music, it would be Wrath.
Yep.
Dan and dan dan and dan dan and dan and dan
He was with Dolph Ziggler for 6 months.
You would go 50-50 with.
Be on a tag team.
You would go 50-50 with Dolph Ziggler. Yeah.
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 And then you go on a tag team.
With fucking just somebody. He would be in a tag team with Kalisto.
There you go.
That's this candy bar.
That's
I think it's directly below Almond Joy, and the only reason I'm saying that is because I know you don't like coconut, but at least Almond Joy has some interesting aspects. Yeah, it's got interesting aspects to it.
Definitely.
Honestly, I might put it below Fireball.
Yeah, even below the spicy hard candy. Honestly.
I think it's fair. I think that's fair. Okay, now I'm gonna have to scroll down slightly because. So next up is Butterfinger.
Butterfinger.
Butterfinger is, to me, Butterfinger is the toppest of A tier.
I was thinking around A tier. Yeah. I think it's better than Kit Kat. Obviously.
Yeah, I think it's better than Kit Kat. I know I said before I have like a bias against peanut butter. But the way that they do it in Butterfinger is, it's almost like its own entity.
Yeah, I wouldn't. There's nothing else that I've eaten, at least, that is like whatever is inside a Butterfinger.
It's good. It's really good. It's really good.
It's got a good texture. It's got a good taste.
I think
size.
I think even though it's just kind of
advertised by The Simpsons.
Oh yeah, it is, isn't it?
There you
Yeah.
go.
They're on season 31.
There you go.
That shit needs to stop.
Tricentennial.
I don't. What? That's not right. They're not on season 301.
Someday.
I fucking hope not. Simpsons needs to be dead before I am. Let me put it that way.
There you go. That's a threat, Matt Groening.
It's not. It is not. Do not. Disney's lawyers do not come after me.
Oh yeah, they're Disney too.
Yeah, because we're Fox Entertainment Division. I think top A tier. I think Butterfinger is as close to breaking into S without getting there as you can get.
Yeah, it's a good place for it.
Hot Tamales is next. It is Mike and Ike texture, but the spice of Fireball. So
that's a good combo.
I think it's I think it's good. I think the thing that holds Fireball back for me is that it's too
It's a big ass gumball.
Well, it's not even gum. It's a jawbreaker. So
it's a big ass ball.
Yeah, it's just a solid fucking brick. Whereas Hot Tamales is something that you can. It's got It's something that you can chew on. You got you got something to do. You're not just fucking sitting around for 3 hours waiting.
And it's a good name. Probably the best name so far, even.
I'm gonna put it above. I think it's above the like taffy-ish Werther's original. So like above Crunch, above those, but lower than Reese's Pieces.
Yeah, that's about right. Yeah.
I think
It's
Reese's
similar
Pieces
in
and
function,
Swedish Fish. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
It's similar, like in function, to Reese's Pieces and Swedish Fish, but it's a little bit more of a niche flavor. You're not gonna want to eat it, at the end or at the beginning.
Yeah. I
So,
I think those three. I think Hot Tamales, Reese's Pieces, and Swedish Fish are like they're almost like the gatekeepers of candy. Like if you're worse than them, you definitely have some improving to do, or you might be like too niche of a thing.
Yeah.
But if you're better, then you're definitely like
You're
one
a
of
good
you're one of the big boys. You're swinging for you're one of the hard hitters.
You're hitting that green grass.
You're hitting, swinging. Side tangent for a sec. Fuck SNL. Put Kyle Mooney in more stuff because
Bring him back.
honestly, your show is awful, and every time I see his stuff, it's always on their YouTube channel labeled under the Cut for Time. So they would have had it on the show, but they decided to replace it for something else. His stuff is always great, and the stuff you put on TV is bad. SNL is not a good program, and Kyle Mooney would improve that. Like, you got the guy signed.
He's clearly doing things.
Yeah, like, he's good. Let him do more things. Honestly. Anyway, Hot Tamale's good. I think it can go there. I think that's a good spot for it.
Yeah.
Next is lemon heads.
Uh,
I believe this is just the basic lemon head, so it doesn't have like all the other like fruit flavor stuff, and it's not the chewy ones. I think the chewy lemon heads are better than the original, even though I like the original. But I'm like
I said, like 40 minutes ago, sour not always my thing, and I think where the Sour Patch Kids, I can be like, oh, this is good. Lemonheads, it's too much.
Yeah, it's one of these things, just like the Good and Plenty, where if you're not about it, it's very one note, and if you don't like that note, you're kind of fucked.
Yeah.
So,
hard to trade too with other kids.
Yeah, because it's the same thing. If they don't like it, they don't want it.
Yep.
I want to put it above Charleston Chew, but below Runts, because Runts is basically lemon heads, but without the aspects of it that make it untradeable.
Yeah.
I think that's a reasonable place for it. Even though I like them, I think they're a bit too. They're just a bit too. Like, I don't know. There's not.
Something about them. They're unapproachable.
They're unapproachable. Okay, up next, probably the most controversial one that we're gonna have this tier list.
For your fun fact to go along with the history, fruit rolls, Tootsie Pops, Tootsie Rolls. There we go. Are the cause of death for over 4 Nazis. They would get so hard in the winter that you just throw them at them.
That's fucking hilarious.
It's a good fact.
Well, okay, so we said before, the standard ones, no matter how you feel about them, Zach, they're definitely better than the fruit ones.
Definitely.
Now, to go along with that, I don't think a single other candy on this list has any confirmed Nazi kills. So
that's probably true.
You gotta respect. You gotta respect
love patriotism.
You gotta respect the no other candy on this list has a confirmed wartime body count. Yeah, those 4 Nazis could have done some crazy shit. They were gonna turn the war around any second now.
It could have happened. Revisionist history.
But
we don't know.
But with Tootsie Rolls, der Krieg ist verloren. So
that's true.
I think S tier. I think we got it.
No, I think it's got to go in A tier. for America. You know, they won the Northern Front.
Are you actually saying A tier, or is this like a sarcastic thing? Because I know that you despise them.
Like, I think they're bad, but for the boys.
For the boys. Put them in A tier. For the boys.
You know,
I think bottom A. I think bottom A is
there we go.
Is I would say unfairly reasonable. Some might say unreasonable. Jolly Ranchers is next.
I've only had a Jolly Rancher one time in my life. It was when I had to be dragged out of class because my legs weren't working. And I bit into it, and I hurt my teeth because I didn't know what they were.
Wait, your legs weren't working?
Yeah.
What do you...
I mean, I raised my hand. I said, I don't feel comfortable. I need to get out of this. Teacher said, okay. I stood up, and then my legs weren't working.
Okay. That's terrifying.
It was very terrible. It was very scary. But I did get a Jolly Rancher.
Okay. Well, I say complete opposite of the Tanner story. I think because of the story, it's gotta go low.
There we go.
Your legs weren't working, and then you bit right into it, and it is one of the hardest substances known to man. I think it lies somewhere between tungsten and aluminum, actually, on the hardness scale. I think if you run it on solid steel, it scratches the metal.
I believe that is correct.
So,
would not doubt.
Honestly, I think it's one of these things that's like around that gum level of it's like if you got it, whatever. If you didn't get it, okay, you're not gonna complain.
Yeah.
So I think honestly I would put it below gum, just because it
hurts people.
There's something about hard candies that's like, it's just not as, I don't want to say visceral, because that doesn't sound like the right word, but that's the word that I'm going to use. There's something a lot more visceral about being able to just chomp the shit out of something, and you can't do that with Jolly Ranchers. I want to put it like below gum, but above Sweet Tarts.
I think that's reasonable.
It's
a good place for it.
Yeah, that's okay. Junior Mints is next.
All right.
Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. So.
Okay, I see what you're looking at.
So York peppermint patties are on this list.
Yep.
They are objectively better. Even
I know that.
Yeah. I think Junior Mints are dark chocolate, and even though I love dark chocolate, the mint quality is it's better than Andes, but if we're talking about a mint candy, if you gave me the option between Junior Mints and York peppermint patty, I'm gonna take the York every time. The only thing that Junior Mints are good for is movie theaters. I'm gonna say right below gum again.
Yeah, all right.
I think that, yeah.
It's about right.
Okay, the actual, if without the Tanner story, I think this would be the highest rated hard candy on the list. Ring Pop is, it fixes the issue. You got hard candy, and there's nothing to do except just kind of wait, right? I mean, they taste fine. Some of them are more interesting, like Fireball and stuff. But Ring Pop fixes the issue because now you got something to do with your hands. And keep in mind, this is for like what you would get for trick-or-treating. So you're talking about being a kid again. Like, think back to when you were a kid. Ring Pop was the shit.
Ring Pop is cool.
It actually, it's the only time I can remember, like, they had those, do you remember that one candy that was, I forget what it was called. It had like a little dropper, and it was like a liquid that was also... Okay, so those commercials and Ring Pop commercials were very similar in that they would show kids like showing off and doing shit. No one ever did that with Juicy Drop or whatever the fuck it was called. Yeah, people actually did that shit with Ring Pop.
For sure.
So I think it's, I want to put it above probably Tootsie Rolls. That's where I would put it personally. I would put it like bottom of A. And I think that without the story, it would actually be the highest rated hard candy.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's one of those things, just like Double Bubble. I think getting it as an adult, you would look like you can't walk into your fucking accounting office with a with a ring pop on. But secretly, everybody would be very envious of you if you did.
For
so
sure.
maybe think about doing that actually.
Any accountants in the audience?
Any accountants in the chat? Any accountants? All right, I think
Yeah, that's a very
Right
reasonable justification.
next up is Payday, and Payday is Snickers without the nougat or chocolate, and it's got a hell of a lot more peanuts on it.
I kind of like them.
I think they're good. I think they're good. They got a really nice texture to them. That
They're
there's
very
like
different. Too.
yeah, they're definitely like the alternative punk girl of candy bars.
No chocolate, but it's a bar.
Yeah, it's
not many of those.
it's a different. It's definitely it's pulling for a different field. I think.
Yeah.
And you know, I gotta respect it. I gotta say, Payday.
If you like your peanut candy, it doesn't get more peanut.
Yeah, this is the peanuttiest. I think being a candy bar and not having any chocolate is a bit like. I'm gonna go out on a limb and call Payday the Nintendo of candy bars, because you look at what their competition is like. You know, you got Sony doing their thing. Microsoft they are directly competing with each other, and then Nintendo's kind of off. They're definitely in competition for the same customer base, but they're doing something different. Like they're not trying to outcompete Sony and Microsoft in like hard power and whatever. They've left the chocolate completely off the table. They've said we're not going that way. We're going to maximize what we're good at.
Our idea is better.
And I respect that. I really respect that. I think Payday, I would put it. I'm going to say Payday belongs right below M&M's.
Yeah, I was thinking, right in that high A tier.
Yeah, it's a solid. I
don't think it's classic enough to go higher than M&M's.
They got the balls to do it, you know? Yeah. They got the balls to do it. Okay, up next is Toblerone and
Ultimate.
Oh, really?
You remember Mike and Ike's?
Yeah.
Remember how I get to put one in Ultimate?
Yeah.
Toblerone.
I am not gonna disagree. I was actually thinking that you were gonna say that it belongs like somewhere that I was gonna disagree with, and I was gonna make the case that Toblerone is a European chocolate and it lacks that additive, and that automatically makes it better than either Hershey's or Crunch. And I was gonna say it at least has to go above those, but you're saying Ultimate. I'm gonna agree. I'm gonna say Ultimate.
I'm gonna give a big shout out to my man Jaden Smith. He got me on the Toblerone grind.
Also,
and it's good.
Toblerone's website, I believe it's still up. You can custom order Toblerones where it replaces the packaging with whatever it is that you type in, but it's the same font. So you can get your name on a Toblerone, and it's fucking cool.
And he's the best character in console Overwatch.
Toblerone. That's him.
He's here.
Okay, up next, peanut M&Ms. This is a big one for me, and I'm just gonna go out like flat out and say bottom S. I think this is
I was looking right about there. Yeah, it's just M&Ms, but
better. I think the thing with M&Ms is that it is a perfect amount of candy and chocolate. And I think adding the peanut in the center doesn't detract from that. It actually adds to it, because you have like the peanut is not massive and it's not super small and it's not a flavoring. It is an actual peanut. So you have
a peanut in your M&M.
You have a third texture to go along with it, and it's it's like a half peanut. Like it's a perfect amount of peanut. Mm-hmm. They've really dialed in their shit. I think I
will say. As an ingredient, I do prefer the original. If you're making like an M&M cookie, or you put M&Ms in something like trail mix, I would do the original. But just by itself,
as a Halloween trick or treat candy, for sure. This is like one of the top boys.
This is a good one.
Oh, this is Mamba. This is the Mamba fruit chews. I love these things.
Oh, okay. I've never heard of that in my entire life.
I love these. I think they're... I'm going to make a suggestion and say that we put this in the gatekeeper category.
You put it up there with Swedish
Fish and Reese's Pieces. Okay, so much like the Tootsie Pop Gusher roll-up thing, the four, keepers of the top tier, right? They're all interchangeable. Like, Hot Tamales could easily be above Swedish Fish, and Reese's Pieces could easily be above Mamba, but it
just depends on your taste.
Yeah, those four, I think, I'm just gonna put it, like, here, or
Sure.
I'll do this. These four right here, they are completely interchangeable.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm gonna do this. I'm just gonna say that this is...
That's good. That makes
so, yeah.
if you're B plus or higher, that's the goal. If you're making candy, you should strive to be at least as good as B plus.
Yeah. See if I can... Oh, yeah, that'll work.
Oh, that's much better.
That works. That's gonna work a lot better. Okay, so... Milk Duds.
Now we're at Milk Duds.
I love Milk Duds,
I do not.
but they have the same problem that Dots has. It just... The consistency of the caramel really sticks to you, and I hate that. I love the way that it tastes. I love the way that they're shaped like irregularly, so they have they just come out the way that they come out, and I like that. I don't like that they stick together in the box. The taste is fantastic. The contrasting flavor is on point, but the fucking they get everywhere and they just do not leave your mouth, and it's so irritating.
That's my biggest problem with them too.
I can't put them below. I want to say that they're right on par with Bit O' Honey.
I was thinking right next to or around the Hershey Kiss level.
Yeah, we should probably put them below Fireball.
Yeah,
but I think they're better than Heath bars, because as a kid you're not really gonna complain if something gets stuck to your teeth too much.
Yeah.
But at the same time, that irritation is there. No matter what, it is there.
Yeah.
I think here is fine.
There we go. Looks good.
Milky Way. This is the thing that you keep confusing for Snickers. It's
That's
basically
right.
Snickers without the peanuts, and
Yeah.
I think it loses a lot.
It really does. It's kind of crazy how much worse than Snickers a Milky Way is.
Yeah, it's shocking, honestly. That one little change adds so much to the overall product. It's very it's honestly surprising.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's a B plus. I think it's a B. I think it's a...
Yeah, I was looking right at Hershey and Crunch, and I was saying
It's probably above those two.
I do think so.
I think of the three of those, Milky Way's probably the best, but
yeah,
it's like there's something very hollow about eating a Milky Way.
Yeah.
It's like, this could have been so much better.
Right.
I'm gonna put it... Yeah, I think there is fine.
That's a good one.
Now and Later is always disappointing.
I have a story about Now and Later, but it's only 4 seconds long. One of the years when we were at home and we were supposed to be the ones handing out the candy. Some kids who were older than I was, which is that's funny. They're coming around trick or treating, and they come up and they say, "Oh, can I get a Now and Later?" But I thought you said, "Can I get an Annihilator?" And I was very confused. That's the whole story.
What did you give him?
I just held out the bowl, let him grab whatever.
Oh, he grabs a Snickers and he says it annihilates the competition, baby.
Oh.
Now and Laters are always disappointing for me.
They don't look particularly good.
They're you look at them and you think, oh, okay, a different Starburst, and you try it and you're like, this isn't Starburst.
Yeah.
This is way worse. What the fuck is this?
Yeah.
I think we can do two at the same time here too. Also, Now and laters, I want to put in like D. I want to put them like probably just above good and plenty. The only thing that saves it is that it's not licorice. But I think if you gave a kid a now and later and then you gave a kid a Charleston chew, he would honestly pick. You ask him like which one's better, he would pick the Charleston.
I think so too. That
and
flavor
then
is better
the
off.
other one that we can do at the same time is Starburst, and I think it goes in S.
Yeah. I think Starburst is maybe the best fruit candy. I don't know if it's better than Sour Patch Kids. It's kind of a toss-up, but it's just good.
What are you thinking here?
I think about there, yeah.
I think that's fair. I think that's reasonable. I think it's fair. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Apple is next. This is the one in the US that everybody says the razor blades thing, right?
Maybe.
Like, make sure you're
your
checking.
apple.
Yeah, like, check the caramel apples for Is that not it? Is that not this?
I'm not sure.
Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm just losing my Maybe I'm losing my mind.
I'll Google it real quick.
Where do you want to put the thing is, it's not a caramel apple, it's just a regular apple.
I think that's better. Like, if there was a caramel apple in your bag of candy,
It would melt. It would get everywhere.
it would be gross.
Unless they wrapped it in plastic. But even then, like, it's gonna deform in the plastic. It's gonna be a pain in the ass to get out, and yeah. If I got an apple, I'd be happy. I mean, I wouldn't be upset.
It looks like they put razor blades in all the candy. There is a picture of a razor blade in an apple, but it's not like, oh, you would accidentally eat this. It's, I threw a razor blade at an apple. Which is funny.
Okay, the other thing I gotta say is that the whole, like, razors in the candy thing, that doesn't happen. Like,
Yeah, that's...
people talk every year about, like, oh, make sure your kids are careful about no one's gonna be passing out their weed or LSD to random kids. They're gonna be doing it themselves. That shit's not cheap, and
Or
no
they're
one
selling it.
Yeah, and no one has that kind of money to just be giving away narcotics.
Elon Musk does.
Well, but he's
He plays
he
Torbjorn.
he literally made a song called R.I.P. Harambe. So
So he might. This
but
reminds me of trick-or-treating at Elon Musk's house.
My point is, of all of them, razors in your shit is the dumbest one. That's not going to happen. If your kid gets poisoned on Halloween, it's almost 100% either someone that your kid knows or it's a relative, like 1,000%.
Yeah,
like a random stranger is very unlikely to poison your child on Halloween.
PSA.
That being said, if you see a razor sticking out of your apple, try not to bite that. You know.
Yeah. Or show off to your friends.
Oh yeah, flex hard. Apple, I say bottom of B. I'd be down to get an apple.
I think as a kid, an apple, it sounds disappointing, but then you see an apple, and it's huge.
Yeah, I think we may have made a mistake in the fruit tier list, not putting apples at the top with banana and mango.
We might have.
The thing is, the apple, like, it has so many different varieties, and they're not all the same. Like, they are definitely not all equal. So apple as a vague concept is, I think we may have made a mistake not putting it in S, but I think we may also have put it correctly in A tier, because there's some kind of shitty apples out there.
Yeah.
So I don't know, bottom of B, like,
I think bottom of B is good.
I think that's fine. Yeah. I think it's fine. Raisinets, I'm 100% down. Like, even as a kid, I was like, Raisinets are the shit. I love these things.
Not for me. I've never liked raisins. I barely liked grapes.
I can understand that, and this is a similar thing with the licorice thing. I think this is a middle of the pack kind of thing, because you're just as likely to try to trade it to you as you are to trade it away. So
yep.
I want to say right above Bit-O-Honey, right below Heat.
Yeah.
I think that's okay.
Don't give it to your dogs.
Oh, definitely not. Do not give any chocolate to your dogs, please. It will cause kidney failure.
And grapes will too. So it's a
I
double
think
kidney.
actually the thing about the chocolate thing is that it's only like 45% of dogs that it'll cause kidney failure to. The problem is that there is no way to tell whether your dog is one of the ones that has the genetic disposition against chocolate until you give it to them and they have kidney failure. Then you know. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you have no idea. So just don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
Okay, up next is Skittles, and I'm gonna say this goes right with peanut M&Ms. I think Skittles fucking kick ass.
I'm not the biggest Skittles fan, but everyone I know is.
Yeah.
I know at least 2 people who have eaten so many Skittles that they got sick.
Was that Taylor? Has got to be one of them.
Yeah, one of them.
Yeah, I knew it. I fucking knew it. Yeah, that doesn't surprise me at all. That seems like a very Taylor thing to do. Who's the other person?
It's Chance.
Well, they got that in common at least.
There you go. I mean, yeah, it just seems like M&Ms, but
it's just
it's
just fruit M&Ms.
It's just good. And unlike M&Ms, it's not like there's a whole bunch of like fruit candies to compare to.
Yeah. The thing with fruit candies is that it's so hit or miss. It's like it's either really good or it really fucking sucks.
Yeah, there's Laffy Taffy all the way down there, which is technically fruit, I guess.
I mean, if you consider Grease a fruit, then yeah. I'm gonna say I do want to put Skittles in S tier. I think it's.
I think that even if I don't like them, I think that's reasonable.
I think it's bottom S, because I don't think they're better than peanut M&Ms, but maybe they're just barely like. I think peanut M&Ms eke them out just barely for me, but Skittles are still like Skittles fucking slap. They really hit hard. I'm gonna put them there. I think that's okay.
There we go.
What is that?
Smarties?
That's Smarties.
I'm not into it. They're way too chalky.
I'm gonna say this.
Small.
I'm gonna say. Oh, they also. The thing that I think people forget about Smarties is that they destroy the roof of your mouth.
Oh, absolutely.
They fucking rip them up. Even if you don't chew them, they obliterate that shit. I'm gonna say these go below Necco wafers, honestly, because I think
definitely don't have a problem with that.
Necco wafers are the same thing except they're bigger, and if I'm not mistaken, Necco wafers are also cheaper than Smarties, which
I believe it.
seems like a very U.S. thing to just charge more for a smaller product.
And a newer product.
Yeah, it's newer, it's smaller, it costs more, and it's objectively worse. That's very
candy.
What the fuck is that?
What is that? Is that that Juicy Drop?
It says Sugar Daddy.
No idea what that is.
I've never had that. That's a ghost.
Right, well, ghosted.
Candy corn.
Candy corn.
Okay.
Right.
Here's candy corn to me, and tell me if you disagree. You may. Honestly, you might.
I might.
Candy corn is the best of the worst candy.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So we agree. It's hard icing in a fun shape, and that's all it is.
And some people don't even like 1/3 of the icings.
Yeah.
I don't know why or how.
Which way do you eat candy corn, by the way? Because apparently it's different. So white first.
Yeah, white and orange, and then
yellow last.
Yellow. Yeah.
See, I eat. I think I do yellow first, and then the white tip. You gotta bite off the yellow part of the bottom, and then the white tip, and then you eat the orange part last. It's fun. I don't know. They do have that going for them. I think the shape adds a lot. In the same way that Fun Dip is better than Pixie Sticks. I think if you just gave somebody a chunk of hard icing, they'd probably be like, "Ugh, what the fuck?" But if you gave somebody a handful of candy corn, even if they don't like candy corn, they're gonna eat it.
Yeah.
So I think saying it's the best of the worst candy is very reasonable.
I think so.
I want to put them above. Like, I think they belong just below gum. I think we decided that gum was like.
Yeah, I was thinking like right around the junior mints.
Yeah,
the
it's like gum is like the line, And I think because it's the best of the worst, it belongs just below the line.
I think if you're a kid and you get, candy corn and Junior Mints, you might not like mint, but you'll still eat the candy corn.
Yeah. Like I said, like you give somebody like candy corn and they're like, oh, I don't really like candy corn. They're still going to eat it. Like there's something about it that just is like, I need to consume this, even though I don't want to.
Yeah.
I think there. Yeah, that looks
Yeah,
correct.
that looks right.
Up next is Twix. I think Twix is a fantastic candy bar.
Twix is the bomb.
Are you a left or right Twix kind of guy?
I'm imagining it in my head, opening up a package of Twix, and I think I'm left.
I think I'm also left Twix. I think I do eat the left one first.
That's just how it goes in my.
But I don't know if that's because left Twix is better or if it's because I'm saving right Twix for last.
Ooh.
So who knows?
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, tell me if you're left or right Twix. Where you want to put it? I think it belongs above.
I think above Butterfinger.
I think it's.
Well, maybe not above Butterfinger. I'd have to think about that.
I don't know. Now that you've said that, I kind of agree.
I think it's better than Kit Kat. I think it has that same sort of, the same make as a Kit Kat, but it has the caramel. I don't know if I would put it above or below the Butterfinger.
We can put it below Butterfinger. I think. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna say above. I'm gonna say above Butterfinger.
I was kind of leaning towards above. That is what I said.
Yeah.
Originally.
I think
it sticks.
I think it's above Butterfinger, honestly.
Because you get two.
There is 2 per package. There is that to consider also.
Maybe not for Halloween, but
also
regularly.
Underrated aspect of Twix that I don't think gets talked about enough. I say this like people are fucking debating this shit like left and right. But there is a little chocolate swirl on top of Twix that does actually add a lot for me.
It's fun.
It's got nice mouthfeel.
Yeah.
I think that's fine. Now,
Warheads.
Warheads is next. I do have a slight story about Warheads.
An Annihilator story.
So we used to have an officer, like a police officer, that would come into this school and he would talk about like, try not to do crimes.
Thanks.
But this guy was cool. Like the subject matter that he was talking about wasn't super interesting or anything, but the guy himself was cool. He was what made that interesting. And he used to come into the lunchroom all the time and talk to us while we were doing our thing. And he was cool to have around. Like, when he wasn't in the classroom, he was even more like interesting and he wasn't like boring or anything. So somehow the topic of Warheads gets brought up and he's like, oh yeah, I've had those, they're not that sour. And we're like, they're not that sour. And he's like, nah, they're easy. Yeah, Warheads are easy. And we're like, so you would eat 10 Warheads at once? And he's like, oh yeah, no problem, easy. And we're like, what about the black cherry ones? Because they're the most sour. And he's like, oh, I could do that so easy, you wouldn't even believe it. And I think he was like, oh, these are children, they don't have any money. So the next day, one of my friends comes back and he's got 10 black cherry Warheads. And the guy comes in to the lunchroom. He's like, hey, how y'all doing? How's it going? Everybody, staying in school? We're laughing. And my friend looks at him and he's like, so the Warheads, right? He's like, you can see him, like, you can see his eyes change. And he's like, fuck. Yeah, Warheads, easy. And my friend holds out in his hand, he holds out all, they're still wrapped and everything, but he's like,
right.
I brought 10 black cherry Warheads. And he's like, okay, yeah, they're not sour, it's fine. So he starts unwrapping them one by one. He puts them all on the table and we're like, all right, go ahead. Go ahead, bud. And he's like, yeah, okay, I'm gonna. And so he takes a big drink of water and he takes all of them in his hand and he just pops them all 10, right? All at once into his mouth. And he's just sitting there with his with his mouth like, he started with his mouth pursed in a way that was like, he was trying to evoke the emotion of, see, this is easy. But you could tell like over the course of like 60 seconds, that pursed lip changed to just, that was how his face was, and he couldn't change it. And we're like, you good? And he just nodded and didn't say anything. And his face started to get red, and he started tearing up. And he was like, a tear was rolling down his cheek, and we're like, you okay, man? And he's like, he legit is like, it's not even sour. It's fine. he's crying. And he's like, yeah, it's fine. It's easy.
Good.
So Warheads, I think of the sour candy, it's not the best one because you got Sour Patch Kids up there at the top, and that's definitely for sure the truth. I think it's certainly better than Lemonheads. I think.
Oh yeah.
I think the thing about Warheads is that Lemonheads are a level of sour that if you don't like sour, then you don't like them, and they're hard to get rid of. But Warheads are a level of sour where if you don't like sour, you're not going to like them. But they're very easy to get rid of because
definitely.
If you like sour, you're going to trade for these because this is the sour candy. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is the one you're after.
Yeah.
So, sure. I don't know. I kind of want to put them in B, honestly.
I was looking at maybe around the B, but I also think it could go down by the Fireball because it's sort of like a similar situation.
Yeah,
but like you said, it is easier to get rid of.
It's super easy to get rid of.
So yeah, B tier seems reasonable.
I think. I think here's what I'm going to suggest. I'm going to suggest we move Fireball, actually, to between Fun Dip and Apple. And then we put the Warhead above the Almond Joy and have the Almond Joy take the Fireball's place.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Let's do that. So we'll move you here and put you here. That looks good. I like that.
That's some good logic.
Okay, next is Whoppers.
Whoppers are, I think, better than Milk Duds. I think that malt really adds a lot.
Yeah, I was gonna say for me they're like right around the Milk Duds level, so that's basically it. Like they're basically the same for me. So if you like them more, then we can put them above.
There you go, right above Milk Duds.
That was easy. Next up, York Peppermint Patty. This is the best minty candy.
I don't even like mint candy, but I know that it's the best one.
Yeah, this is the shit. It's just good. Where do I want to put it though? It's better than Tootsie Rolls for sure.
Yeah.
Is it better than Ring Pop? I think that's the question. I think if it's definitely not like Twizzlers are better. And this is coming from somebody that likes mint and dark chocolate. Twizzlers they have better like market appeal. More kids are going to be eating Twizzlers.
If you were a kid, you would definitely prefer the Ring Pop to the York.
Yeah.
Because, York is dark chocolate.
A Ring Pop, I think that as a candy, I think York is better. But the Ring Pop, like the gimmick is so good.
Yeah.
So strong on that one. I think right above Tootsie Roll, right below Ring Pop is good. I think that's a good spot. Okay, the last one that we have is Zero Bar.
Do you know what that is?
I don't think I do.
I don't either.
And honestly, it's white, and it looks like a ghost. So
there you go. Top of ghost.
Top of ghost tier. There you go.
there we have it.
And here it is. It only took exactly 2 hours.
Oh, we got a movie.
But here's the final, the official,
the objective,
the objectively correct Halloween candy trick-or-treating tier list.
Now, real quick.
Yeah.
something I said was going to be later on the list and then wasn't. Gummy worms and sour gummy worms.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Where would you slap them?
I would probably put those bottom B. I think they're good, but I don't think they're, earth-changing spectacular.
Yeah, I'm in agreement.
Personally, I'd
And
put
then-
sour gummy worms above gummy worms, but
Yeah, I was about to say that.
that's just preference, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it's a Tootsie Pop, Low Pop situation.
For sure.
Okay, so there it is, fellas. I would say
That's
ladies
all.
and gentlemen, but I know for a fact there's not a single female that watches me, so...
Algorithm.
This is the official Halloween candy trick-or-treating tier list. Don't add us.
There you go.